And it's another Wednesday night. We're live. I'm Mac Davis, your host. Along with me, of course, is WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
I was just looking. I have to have the worst background in the history of podcasts.
Well, not only that, but it looks like you're sitting in a hole, too. You need to turn that camera down or find a higher seat. It's like you're sitting in a hole there. That's a little bit better.
Well,
so we go. No, that's worse. There you go. There you go. That's perfect. Perfect. Right
okay.
There. Right there.
All right.
Oh man, look here. There's been some stuff in the news I want to ask you about when it comes to TNA. There's rumors, and these are just rumors at this point. They're suggesting that it's up for sale, that somebody could buy it. And there's been some talk that Vince McMahon could be somebody who could buy that company. I want to know, Teddy, because you know Vince. In the back of my mind, when I hear that, I kind of think, I don't know if he would do that. You know him better than I do. But is he the type that would buy a company that's pre-existing, or would Vince be the type of person that would want to start something completely new and be his own?
Well, that's a real good question. You know what I mean? Like you said, I know him a little bit, but you never know Vince, because he changes his mind at the drop of a dime.
Yep.
So you you just can't predict it. I don't know. It could be, but I would think maybe it's somebody else. There's something going on now, because right now I heard some rumors that Dreamer and bunch of the talent are already gone.
Yes.
Well, if they're already gone, then they already know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, there's been a lot said too about the talent being gone from TNA, because it kind of came out of nowhere. I know Tommy Dreamer got emotional speaking about it on Busted Open when he talks about not being able to see his friends anymore. And it's going to be kind of it was a mutual agreement, is what I've heard. But I've also heard other stories as well. It seems like a lot of people are going after Tommy Dreamer just as much as they're trying to hold him up and say it's going to be all right. Your thoughts, Teddy?
Like I said, something has already happened. All right, because those guys ain't gonna. You ain't gonna just let them go if you don't have to. Why leave a job if you already got one? So they already know something. Whatever's happening, they already know it, and so they did the best thing. Whatever they're supposed to do. If they don't want them around, you go. You go.
You remember the old saying, "Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?"
Yeah.
But look here, when it comes to WWE and TNA, I kind of felt that way when they got together and worked together, in these last year or whatever it's been. It felt like WWE got everything they needed from them, including bringing some of that talent over to their main roster, and left TNA with what was left over, which has kind of put them in the situation where they are now. I don't know who runs TNA, but it's so surely in the back of your mind, you had to know that if they're going to take your talent and leave you with nothing, why would they buy your company? They've already gotten what they wanted. It didn't cost them a dime. It blows my mind. I think just as a businessman, that blows my mind. It's like you got to take some kind of precautions for your own, your own safety. And it didn't sound like they've done that.
Well, it sounds like that somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
So somebody dropped something, you never know
Yeah.
what
But I could, I tell you, I could see Vince taking it and turning it all around and making TNA something it never been. I could see that. You know what I mean? But we just have to wait and see.
They do have a rich history no matter what. I mean, this is a company that was around for a lot longer than most people ever thought would be possible. I mean, it's been through several different owners, but it has remained a viable wrestling company. And nobody wants to see a wrestling company go away because it's another place where the guys can go to work. And so it's always good to have those people there. But you want to see it be run by somebody who at least has some wrestling knowledge, because otherwise you're doomed. Even in your negotiations with other companies, if you're going to share talent, if you don't know what you're sharing, I don't know why you're even at the negotiating table about that talent.
Right.
And that's kind of what I felt like is happening in that situation. Let's see. If you want to be a part of the show, it's real simple. All you got to do is drop us a message in the comment section. We'll throw it up on the screen. Doesn't cost you an absolute nickel. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just send us a comment. If you say hello, please leave a comment as well with the hellos, because we always like hearing from you. We do hear from Zach Minger every single week. And
yes, we do. Yes, we do. Brother Zach.
Is there ever been a time, Teddy, you can think of that we haven't had Zach in here?
No.
I think Zach is one of those guys who's actually been on almost every single show we have done.
Zach is one of our loyal watchers.
Yes, he is. So it says it's National Take Back the Lunch Break Day, Teddy and Mac. Did you ever, I was never when school, I always end up taking a bag lunch to school. Were you a bag lunch person or what when you went to school?
No, I just I went to the lunchroom.
Yeah, see, that's what I always wanted. I mean, I would actually trade if I had something in my lunch bag. Like I had a sandwich and like maybe an oatmeal pie, something like that. I'd always trade out that oatmeal pie on cinnamon roll day because I wanted those. Man, those cinnamon rolls in the schools back then, man, they were basically what Cinnabons are now. That's what we got when I grew up in school. That's what the cinnamon roll looked like. And man, I would trade my entire lunch sometimes just to get that cinnamon roll because I loved them so much.
Yeah, that's big.
And I've seen what they have now for lunch. And okay, Dave Crone's in the room, and Dave is saying, "Good evening, gentlemen." Hey, Dave, good to have you in the room with us.
Thank you, Dave.
Midman Mick saying, Mac and Teddy, I hope you guys are doing well and smoking well tonight. We've seen some planes flying.
We ain't smoking nothing.
Absolutely not. And let's see what else we got here. Connor saying, what up, Mac? Hey, Connor, good to see you. Also, Ellen is in the room saying, hey, Teddy and Mac, hope you both are doing great. Buddy says hi. Hello, buddy. It's always good to have you in the room. We need to get him somehow on the show one night, Teddy, and get Ellen and Buddy on here because we talk enough about Buddy and Ellen, and Buddy is such a great kid. And, man, it's just I love having this good spirits when you get around them.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too, because a lot of people, need to know about Buddy. He's really interesting, and he has his own story, so we'd like to share that.
Very cool, very cool. We also have, let's see, well, I just had that one up there, so let's see, that's why it's down there. Dave is saying, Tommy Dreamer to FanFest 5, and what are you guys' favorite barbecue food? And the Brock Lesnar rub is the bomb. I haven't tried the Brock Lesnar rub yet, but favorite barbecue for me, Teddy, if we're talking about a part of barbecue, brisket would be my favorite. I love a good brisket. And people would think I'm crazy, but Buc-ee's, which is one of these places. I don't know if everybody knows what a Buc-ee's is, but it's this huge gas station convenience store type of place, like a Walmart when it comes to convenience store gas station combo. They have some of the best damn brisket sandwiches I have ever had.
I had one of them. Yeah, I had one of them out of Buc-ee's.
Oh, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Boy, those things are good. Now, I will say this. My neighbor who lives right next door to me, He cooks
Yeah.
barbecue all the time, and we get brisket brought over here. If they have way too much, they'll just bring a bunch of brisket over to the house. That man makes the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. And I keep telling him, you need to open a restaurant. And he really does. I know he's not going to, but he needs to open a restaurant. Really good barbecue.
Right.
All right, let's see what else we got here. We have Medman Mick. I'm trying to bring you up here. June 19th, 2002 was the very first NWA TNA Asylum show in Tennessee, I think. That sounds about right, to be honest with you. It was in Tennessee. I do remember that, and was at the Asylum. Chris C. Dub Wright. You know who this is, Teddy. Crazy boy with all the energy drinks.
Oh,
let's see. Teddy was a bring a baggie to lunch, but not a lunch bag. Got the hat to wear every day at work. Hey, man, I'm glad you got your hat. Hope you enjoy it. Send us a picture when you get a chance while you're wearing it, and we'll throw it up on the screen. Of course, Pretty Classy Lady is stopping in saying, for both of you, what are your favorite wrestling stables in history? Teddy?
I guess what was Farouk and them and all of them in what the
Nation of Domination?
Yeah, the Nation of Domination. I like that.
Mine in the early days, I enjoyed the Four Horsemen. I thought that was a classic stable, and actually was a very good at one time, depending on the combination. Actually, I enjoyed when they had Arn, Tully, Rick. Who am I leaving out here? Luger. I enjoyed Luger as a horseman, and which I thought that actually fit him pretty well. And that was one of my favorite combinations. Ole was okay, but Ole was such a grumpy individual that sometimes he just felt like he needed to get into just start managing and quit yelling at everybody.
He would never change his ways. So.
No, you could tell too. So, but those were mine. And then what other stables were there? Well, we had a lot of people with Paul Heyman. He had a lot of stables during that time. God,
Paul Jones.
Yeah, Paul Jones. I wonder how many people remember Paul Jones, because Paul Jones, when I grew up in Savannah, when we had the shows come through, usually it was a Paul Jones production. I guess he also sold as a promoter. Teddy, is that correct? Did he do that as well? His name was always on those posters, and it was only the few places I ever saw him was in that town. It's like, but okay. Paul was one of those cool guys too, walking around with his little cane and looking, trying to style sometimes. Pretty classy lady. We appreciate that. We appreciate you being in the room. We know you come in here every single week too. All the way from Alabama is Michael, and he's saying, "Hey Teddy, what does believe that mean?"
Believe that.
What's it mean?
Believe that.
Believe, like it's true. You can bank on that. That's about the same thing, right? You believe that. It's
believe that. That's what it means. Believe that.
Believe that.
You're right.
Yep. I got you. Let's see. Also, we have Kevin King saying, "Hi, love both you guys. We appreciate that very much."
Thank you, Kevin.
Dave Crone's trying to start an argument in here. We haven't seen him in a week or so. I'm sure he told me once before.
Great.
he told me that he works a lot of times and misses it. Strange Suspicion in the room. I love these ladies. They have their own show, Strange Suspicion, which is the Meatball Mamas, which is on YouTube, and it is a fantastic show. Great ladies, and it is very entertaining. You need to tune into it. That's the Meatball Mamas. Also, we have, let's see, Tiffany Gordon in the room. Hey, Tiffany, saying hello.
Hello, Tiffany.
Mike, let's see, this is the way I like it. Let's see, we have also Mike Harold saying, "Teddy, was there a significant difference between the morale in the WCW and the WWE locker rooms?"
Oh, yeah. Well, there was two different companies and two different bosses. And so, the morale with Vince was certainly good because, it was strictly business there and everybody understood their role. WCW was kind of like a madhouse, just everybody just running around. But the morale, like I said, when you went to work for Vince, the morale, you went to work for somebody.
Let me ask you something. When it came to working for Vince, I see this sometimes on the indies where you have guys who they believe in their characters so much on the indies that they don't bend. Like maybe they are a good guy in the indies, but if Vince were to call up and say, "Hey, I want you to be a villain in my company," and you say, "No, I only do face. My character is a face." What would Vince say? Would he just laugh and hang up the phone?
Have a nice day.
Yeah, this is one thing that surprises me. I think there's a lot of talent who thinks that they're only one thing, and that's who they want to be. That one character that they've created over time. Truth is, guys, you got to have both. You got to be able to deliver both because sometimes you're going to be asked to do it, and if you don't have the experience, you're not going to. And you certainly can't tell the promoter no. It's like telling a movie director, "I know you hired me for this
Well,
part, but I want to be
first,
the hero."
well, first of all, you need to let the promoter know if he wants you to be a bad guy and you don't want to be the bad guy. Then you got to let him know how many arenas you sold out being this good guy. You got to let him know how many people you put in the seats when you being this good guy. So why would you do that?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, yeah, these guys, yeah, it's sad, and it's real. And I was speaking about that. I remember I was on the plane. Me and Kurt Angle and Vince was on the plane, and what Kurt was saying something to him about his medals or something like that. And Vince told him, Kurt said something about Vince was going to steal his medals or something. And Vince looked back at him and said, "No, I'm not going to steal your medals. I'll pretend I stole them." You know what I
yep,
mean? See,
yep.
see what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
do. I do. Let's see. We also have Skylar Davis saying, "Good evening, gentlemen. Hope we have a good week." And right back at you, Skylar. C Dub is saying, "I would have loved a Ravens flock legit run in WWE." Teddy, when it came to Raven, especially, Raven, why do you think he didn't get bigger than he could have? Because it felt to me like he always could have been more than we saw.
Well, I don't know. I worked with him back in the day quite a bit. He was always a nice guy, great
Yep.
attitude and everything. So sometimes, the person himself may can hold himself back. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes it ain't really the company, But like I said, he was great. He did almost everything they ever asked him to do, and
Yep.
when he was out there, he was good at what he done. So, you just never know. In this business, you never know.
Yeah, I remember when he came into WCW. I guess it was in the early days of WCW, and he was Johnny Polo. Came in, his mama was rich, and he was, walking around in polo clothes and stuff like that. He was always very good to me. I even got a chance to work with him on a couple occasions on the Independents, and he was always very helpful for the
Yeah,
guys in the back that asked questions,
yeah.
which is really cool to see because a lot of times now, guys won't ask questions. They're either afraid to or don't care to ask, which is crazy to me. Uh,
Yeah.
let, let's see. We also have Rock Out Michigan saying, "How loud was that pop for the return of the Brothers of Construction in Saginaw Saturday?" That was JCW, part of our TV tapings, and that was a huge, huge pop. I'll say this for the JCW people watching, if you never watched JCW, I went to do these TV tapings this weekend, and I was wore out, had a pinched nerve. It's driving me crazy right now. And the fans themselves this weekend were on freaking fire. I don't know what it was, but this entire weekend, every single show, you guys were screaming your heads off, and the guys in the back and field, even all the way downstairs where the locker rooms were, about two levels below, we could hear how loud you were. So thank you very much for that. That means a lot to the guys who work so hard to
Yes.
give you that. That's a great payday just hearing those fans. Michael, hope you guys are having a good evening. Hey, Teddy, if Mr. McMahon came back, would you come back?
If he asked me to.
I was about to say that would be hard to say no to. No matter what, you've got the experience, you've worked with him, you know him, so you're comfortable with that. But also, it's something new that he would be involved with that you could be involved with too. And there's nothing better than helping a company grow and become successful, and being on that level would be really good.
Yeah, well, see, what Vince understands too, he know now that I knew more than people thought I knew. So, like I said, I'm not interested in going back to be on TV. If I could go back to work behind the scenes and help some of the young talent, some people, that like promo classes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can teach the way you should, work the cameras and different things like that when you're out there doing that. I know all that stuff, and a lot of people know I know it, but I don't understand why. Well, anyway, we're
Well,
gonna move on.
you bring that up, Teddy, and I'll say this, that this past weekend, I had one young lady who was also in American Gladiators, and her name is J Rod inside JCW. And she comes to me on almost every single show asking for my help with her promos. And she's improving working with me. She's the only one who actually that I see in the back taking advantage of somebody who may have a little bit of knowledge that they can share and help them with. She's even got a tryout coming up soon with WWE, and we're going to work on her promos between now and then to try to get her a little bit sharper before she even gets into that situation. So it's good to see some of the talent that is that way, because it's crazy. And even the veterans will tell you this when you get in the back. Nobody asked me a question. I'm sitting right here. Nobody even comes up and says, "Hey," and much less, "Hey, how you doing?" But to come up and ask me a question, I've been there, done that. Ask me, I can tell you how to make it work.
It's sad, man. I go like a lot of these indie shows I do, and I've got like this about it. If you don't ask me nothing, I ain't gonna tell you nothing.
Nope. It's a missed opportunity. I can promise you that.
Right.
Dave Crone saying, Teddy, a lot of WCW videos popping up on my YouTube. There was one you were peeking through the curtain watching a battle royal, old school WCW.
Yeah, I've been seeing some stuff too on some of these reels. I haven't seen that one that you're talking about there. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, especially if it's a real shoot where you're peeking through the curtain watching. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
How many times would you say you went to the curtain to watch a match?
Oh God, a lot of times when when I first started, because that's where you kind of learn. You
Yep.
get a chance to watch, and then sometimes the locker rooms back, some of it was so crowded, everybody's got you ain't really got nowhere to sit, and then so sometimes you can get to the curtain and pull it a little bit, and you can see a lot better too.
Yep.
So I did that a lot of times, man, a lot of times.
I find my way, and even in JCW when the show's going on, because if I know I don't have to be out in the ring, I'll go up into the audience in the back. I'll go upstairs, look down, and get around the fans, because it is so much fun to watch it with the fans. I even had a little girl that was in front of me now, Teddy, and somebody's music came on, and she was just dancing up a storm and so excited that her guy was about to come out. And so you get to see a lot of that you may not see on TV, but I can see it in the audience while they're watching. So it's a lot of fun to watch that. James Dunn is also saying, "You're a legend, Teddy Long." He's a huge fan.
Thank you, James Dunn. Appreciate it, player.
Let's see. We have Michael saying, "Mac, why should I watch JCW? Because it's different, it's fresh, and I think you'll have a great time. It's entertaining, most of all."
Now you watch it because we told you to. That's why you should watch it, Michael, because that's what we said. Watch it.
PT Greek, hey Mac, it's good to see you in here. We just hooked up today on Facebook and became friends, and I look forward to speaking with you down the line here. Also, we have Mike Harold saying, "Mac, what was the craziest bump you've ever seen at a show?" Yeah, I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, you can't. You never. Well,
The only one I can think of that's most recent wasn't at a show that I happened not to be at this particular show, but a friend of mine was wrestling. He went up a ladder that was like it was about 25 feet in the freaking air in the ring, and jumped from the top of the ladder down to the floor. The problem was that when he pushed off, the ladder wasn't stable. So when he kicked, the ladder came out from underneath him, and he ended up breaking his hip, hitting the concrete floor. And that's probably, if I'd been there, that probably would have been the craziest bump I've seen, simply because it was uncalled for. It was not, there should have been precautions taken before he jumped and that weren't taken. And it was unfortunate because it could have been a great spot, but you shouldn't have done it anyhow. Let's see, Teddy, we also have, I think, wow, we still got some people in the room. It's we coming up in about 6 more minutes before we get bumped out of here. We also have Chris saying, "Good thing you wasn't pinching out one when Big Al came in the bathroom on you, Mac." I think I was telling you, Teddy, we're doing these segments in JCW, and they involved me in one of the talents named Big Al, Alice Crowley, who is she's a fantastic talent. She's just really, she's one of those that belongs somewhere else, not just in JCW, but she belongs on the big stage as well.
So in your, or you trying to say in your arms or
No,
something?
no, 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 no. She's no. She's way, 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 way too young. But I ended up in these skits. I'm going into the women's bathroom with the microphone, doing my Mean Gene deal, and trying to get my stories. And it's becoming a running gimmick now because the fans started laughing about the fact I was just in the bathroom with the ladies. And so she turned it around on the past show, and she walked in the men's bathroom while I was taking a leak and had a conversation with me. So it's it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
You
But
ain't gotta tell me.
it
You
is
ain't gotta
funny.
tell me.
It was funny though. All right, here we go. We have Walter Johnson. Hi, Teddy Long, great ref and manager of the Doom in WCW.
How are you doing, player?
PT Greek, Mr. Teddy Long, much respect.
Thank you, sir.
And we have, let's see, Bone Simmons, Mac Davis. Hey, man, it's so good to see you in here. I know we get to see you in here occasionally off and on this show. So thank you for being here. We appreciate that. Also, Michael in the room, Teddy, saying, enjoyed visiting with you and Teddy at the SICW Fan Fest last month. I appreciate you taking this time to talk. We always have a good time in St. Louis, Teddy.
Yeah, no problem, man. I enjoy going there every year. I mean, like you said, we always have a great time. The fans have always been so responsive, and good, glad to see you. Yeah, I love them all, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward. I'll be back up in St. Louis pretty soon for a special project with SICW and the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, we have Walter Johnson. He's saying, Teddy, do you watch old WCW videos of you as a ref and manager?
Sometimes I look at some of them. I got a bunch of them myself, and I do look at them sometimes.
When
Well,
you
it really tickles me. I look at a lot of things and I start laughing. I'm like, wow, did I do that?
I was going to say, do you remember some of the stuff? And you go, wow, I forgot all about that.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah, I really do. Like some promos that I've done and people pop up, I look, God, did I do that? And I just, one I seen today where I was talking about Vader or something, how it's, and I didn't even remember doing that one.
Well, you've done so much. It'd be hard to remember everything, but that makes it fun too because you get to go back and watch videos. You're going, oh man, what a great memory. And then all of a sudden it starts clicking. Oh, I also remember when we were doing that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. I seen myself. I was watching the thing I did with Cornette, where I made him a Muslim, an honorary Muslim, and I kept talking to him, and then I just bust out laughing because it was so funny. I said, "No, I call him Jane Muhammad Cornette or something like that." I give him some name.
Dave is saying, what do you guys think of Teddy Hart? Did you ever work with Teddy Hart?
I love Teddy Hart, man. Me and him, I'd always run into him somewhere every now and then too, but he was so super nice, man. Yeah, God, I love Teddy Hart.
Oh, look who's in the room here. We have Mr. Nick Patrick, Joe Hamilton Jr. saying, have a great show, guys. We want to see you guys at DSW sometime soon.
That's right. That's Big Deep South Wrestling, and a lot of people don't know Joe Hamilton right there. He's the owner and proprietor, runs that company with a great company to work for, and me and him travel the roads many, many years. I love Nick. Nick's my man, and let's holler Nick Jr. We can't forget about him. Big Nick. No. That's what we call him now, Big Nick.
Pretty classy lady saying the craziest bumps were going on backstage. And that's probably true back in the day. Walter Johnson, you know what she's talking about, right, Teddy?
Yeah.
Well, Walter Johnson, Mac, do you train new wrestlers? No, you don't want me to train you to be a wrestler, but I can help you certainly with more of your promos and the entertainment portion of what happens in professional wrestling. But no, you go somewhere else. Go somewhere else and learn how to wrestle chain, especially. Let's see. We have Walter also saying, I'm good. Okay, well, we're glad you're good. Dave Crone saying also that we love you in St. Louis. We appreciate that. Michael also saying, do y'all watch Dark Side of the Ring? Teddy, do you watch that?
Yeah, I was looking at some of it last night. I was watching, and I really like it because it's real interesting. A lot of things, as long as I've been in this business, you find out. I didn't even know. I'm like, why? So you find out a lot of things on there. Yeah, I love it, and I've had the opportunity to be on it myself. So I really enjoy that. I really like that. It's some brand new episodes starting next week on Tuesday.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, where do you find it? Because I never can seem to find.
It's the Vice channel. It's right on. It's called Vice.
It's on Vice. So if I download the Vice app or go to Vice on YouTube, I can find it there.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yes.
cool, cool. All right, I'll have to do that because I do want to see. I haven't seen him in the last couple of years, so I got a lot I could probably catch up on.
Yeah, I
Teddy.
learned. So I was watching it last night, and I started learning so much something about Adrian Adonis. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah, I'm like, golly, and there was somebody before him too. I enjoyed watching the thing between Rock and Cena because I got a chance to see a lot of stuff where they're shooting, with each
Yep.
other. Where it was real. So you learn a lot of stuff.
I want to mention this too, just before we went on the air, and I meant to say this to you privately before we started, Teddy. I saw another picture of Abdullah the Butcher that was
Mm.
posted up, and
Don't look good.
He does not look good whatsoever. That was put up by Hannibal that had posted a picture.
Oh, he's the
I
guy.
don't.
Yeah, he's got the nerve. He's the guy that sued Abdullah.
Yeah, I was about to say he was not very kind to what he had to say, and I'm like, what in the hell? And I read a little bit about it, but is what it is, I guess. The guy I know is Abdullah the Butcher has always been a nice guy to me, and I've never had an issue with him. And I'm I don't know him as well as other people by far, but I still say to this point, no matter what happens in the past, a lot of people change during their life, and they change the person they are. I'm not certainly not the same person I was when I was 20 that I am at 62. And I don't think anybody is. So, people grow and they're not the same people. And you keep coming after them like from a grudge that happened so damn long ago. I don't understand it. Teddy, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I understand what you're saying. I met this guy Hannibal. And he's a nice guy, but I think he's bipolar or something because I helped him a lot. He was out there in his SEW when I was out there with
Oh, in
Randy.
Texas.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And his deal, he would bring guys in to work with him, but he would pay them himself, so the company didn't have to pay him. But he was just as nice as he could be. I mean, I helped him out a lot, man. And the next thing I know, he turned on me, telling people was no good or something. And I think somebody told me he had Ahmed Johnson on his show, and they were just talking about me. I never even met Ahmed Johnson. Never seen him a day in my life.
That's how it is some places. That's just how it is. Let's see. Mike Harold saying, Teddy, any stories of working with Randy Anderson?
Pee Wee, yeah. Pee Wee was the referee back in the day. Yeah, we used to. Pee Wee was alive. God rest his soul. He had a lot of fun with a lot of that money too. When all of them were taking Turner's money there. Pee Wee had a deal too. He had American Express card. Now the referee,
Oh, jeez.
okay. So me and him one day we was in Orlando. I'll never forget, and we went in. He stopped and pulled into this place where they sold golf clubs and stuff. And he went in there and bought a brand new set of golf clubs. I think at the time he paid. I was there. It was about $1,000 for him, but he put it on that TBS American Express card.
Jeez. Hey, guess who's in the room, Teddy?
Who?
Take a guess. Who do you think just joined the room?
Godfather?
He is in the room saying, "What's up?" Hey, it's good to see you in here. Also, he's asking too, have we seen the He-Man movie? I haven't. I'm not a real big He-Man fan. I guess I need to turn it on and watch it, but I was a Batman kind of guy when I grew up. That was my superhero. Teddy, did you have any superheroes you liked? Anything like Batman or Superman, anything like that? Were you ever a fan of any of that?
No, I remember as a kid, I used to watch Superman. I liked him. He was my guy, and my favorite guy was Zorro. I loved Zorro.
Really?
Golly, yeah,
I just I never would have guessed that. Yeah, Zorro. Yeah, I've never seen that on TV.
yeah. Well, I catch it every now and then. Sometime they have it on Me TV. You can catch some of it sometime, man. And the Lone Ranger.
Now I did like the Lone Ranger. I did him and Tonto. Even I tell you,
Yeah.
now see, I'm sitting there thinking about one more. I used to watching Tarzan. I liked Tarzan back in the day when it was on TV. I thought that was pretty cool too. Nowadays, you watch those things though, Teddy, and it's so campy and so ridiculous. It's like, how did I think that was good? But I was
Yeah.
young,
I do that too. I watched the Andy Griffith. I love that
Yep.
Mayberry. God,
Yep.
and it's so funny. But those guys were so good. That Barney was before his time.
Oh,
He was just great. I mean, and he could do facials. He didn't even have to
yes.
talk. Sometimes he could give you a facial. I mean, he was absolutely good. I enjoy. I watch that now. Maybe I try to catch it every time I can.
Now, see, people are going to think we're just being, two old geezers sitting here, talking about the old TV, but there was some really good TV back then. I mean, some of the stuff they would do back then was much funnier than the stuff I see now. And I feel like they pushed the envelope a lot more back then than they do now. Now it's more a shock. Let's say some cuss words and let's show little tits and ass, and that'll surprise everybody. Back when I was watching TV as a kid, you didn't see anything but maybe even a shoulder on the women. I mean, it was just ridiculous how much they, covered things up. But the quality of the shows were better. That's just my opinion. I think the writing was better. The actors were better. And I'll shut up now.
Well, you can get away with it now. You don't need all that now. So
no. Walter's saying, Teddy, do you talk to Ron Simmons and Nick Patrick?
Yes, I do. I talked to Ron Simmons 2 days ago, and I'll usually text Nick. Me and him stay in touch with each other. Yeah, I talked to both of them, player.
We also have Jeeves. Now he's in JCW as well, and Jeeves, despite the fact that he and I do not get along all the time on camera, is actually a very entertaining individual in JCW. It's good to see you in here, brother, and thanks for stopping in here. Also, we have Dave saying that Pee Wee Anderson would beat up the fans that would come into the ring. Would he do that, Teddy? I mean, he's such a tiny little guy.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I never seen Pee Wee beat up nobody.
I would imagine Pee Wee would probably run for his life if he.
Yeah, Pee Wee. The first thing Pee Wee do is run and jump behind one of the wrestlers. I can tell what Pee Wee's going to
do. Teddy, what was your thoughts on everyone backstage when RoboCop came out to save Sting? Like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, the way that was, I remember this too. The way that was, we all just kind of looked at each other and we didn't say nothing. We just kept our mouths shut.
I think everybody did that. As long as they were cashing the check, they didn't care. I want to see my check go through the bank. That's all I care about. Teddy, I've enjoyed this, man. Every week, and guys, thank you so much for this because, when we started the show, we were trying to fill in a lot of places in the beginning with content, so we have something to talk about. And it's now gotten to the point where we don't do that, and we just go straight to your questions and your comments. And you've done great with that over the last few months since we've been doing this. The subscriber count keeps going up. Thank you for that. If you're not subscribed yet, please go down below, hit the subscription button and also the notification bell, because that'll tell you anytime that we have something new coming up, for you to watch. And we hope you'll do that as well. And please share. We need that. I mean, really, please share this around as much as you possibly can. Teddy, I'll see you again next week. We'll be right back here, same time, same place. And before I get out of here, anything coming up you want to push and talk about?
No, I'm good right now. I think everything's good with me. I'm going to take some time and just kind of do some things around the house here, some remodeling. Just this one room. I'm gonna try to make it look something like a studio.
I got to get you something I think might help too, Teddy. I think I got a backdrop that might look good in there. So
instead of everything when you're looking in, you're like I'm in the garage.
Yeah. Well, actually, the garage is right off to the side there, right? He's got a penthouse suite. He's overlooking the ocean right now. He's not showing you that, but right outside that window, he's looking at the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, I am. That's a dream I'll never wake up from.
We're out of here. We'll see you again next week, same time.
Same place.